Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Joel here with as many reviews as possible, and today we're doing the review of the Nike Metcon III DSX Flyknit. Alright guys, if you haven't seen my initial impression video of the DSX Flyknit, I highly recommend that you check that out before we get going on this video. Nike's solution for a training shoe that's going to be comfortable to run in, comfortable to bound in, good enough for plyometric exercises, and stable enough to perform your lifts in. The problem about that is that Nike has already created that in the Nike Metcon III, which is the most flexible, comfortable Metcon of them all, and it still retains its legendary Metcon stability. The problem about the DSX Flyknit is its loss of stability compared to the normal Nike Metcon III, which is one of the most stable shoes I've ever used. You might not notice it initially when you put the DSX Flyknits on, but the moment you pick up any kind of weight, you're going to notice that the midsole is going to compress a lot more than it would on the standard Metcon, or even the Metcon 2 or Metcon 1. And that for me is disheartening in a training shoe. The DSX Flyknits were never meant to be a replacement shoe for the Nike Metcon 3s. The way that Nike spins these is that they're supposed to be a shoe that you're going to be able to do a workout like Murph or Helen in, where you're running a mile followed by pull-ups, push-ups, squats, and another mile. The problem about that is if you were to do Murph, you would just wear running shoes. If you had any kind of problem running, you wouldn't have to worry about your shoes for push-ups or pull-ups, mainly air squats, and most running shoes I know are stable enough to do air squats in. Or a workout like Helen, where it's 3 rounds for time of a 400-meter run, followed by kettlebell swings and a pull-up. But the problem there is that you're not really doing all that much running. It's only 1,200 meters, and even for me that doesn't like running at all, that's not a lot of running. The only other thing there is you're doing kettlebell swings, which you're not really having to worry about stability all that much because the kettlebell is not that heavy. I'd be able to forgive the DSX Flyknits for not being the greatest of lifting shoes, even though I was still able to hit my 90% lifts in the DSX Flyknits. There are just way more shoes that I'd pick over the DSX Flyknits at any given time. But the problem about the DSX Flyknits is that they're not all that comfortable either. And I'm not the only one that thinks this. I've talked to a bunch of people that say the same thing, is that the DSX Flyknits just make your feet really sore. During pretty much every workout that I've done in the DSX Flyknits, my plantar fascia region gets really sore during and then after the workout, and stays sore for quite some time. I don't think that's due to the 6mm drop. I think that's due to the amount of midsole cushioning. The problem about having midsole cushioning or any kind of cushioning inside a shoe, training shoe for me, is that my feet are constantly working overtime trying to figure out what to do. I'm constantly grabbing downwards and they're constantly active because the platform isn't as responsive. So your feet are going to have to work a lot harder than they need to. And I think that's the main problem with the DSX Flyknit. The DSX Flyknits are a lighter shoe. They are better fitting than the standard Metcon, but when it comes to getting down to it, I'm going to use the normal Metcon, and that's the shoe that I'm going to recommend over the DSX Flyknit any day of the week. I think the enhancements that Nike has made with the Metcon 3 make it one of the top training shoe choices and kind of pushes the DSX Flyknit out of the picture. Now I do think the DSX Flyknits have a place in the fitness world. I just don't think that it's in the functional fitness world. I'm going to say that these are going to be okay shoes for casually walking around, maybe globo gymmers that aren't doing a whole lot of moving around and jumping around, maybe boot camp people. But when it comes down to functional fitness, I'm going to say that these are not going to be a recommended choice for me. To top it off, the DSX Flyknits are $160, which is a $30 premium over the standard Nike Metcon. If you really like the way that the DSX Flyknits look, then by all means go for it. They're still a pretty decent shoe. You can still lift in them. But when I think of a competent training shoe, the first thing that I think of is ability to be a lifting shoe. Can I lift in it? And that's kind of where the DSX kind of stumbles a little bit. I can still run, jump, and do whatever in pretty much any running shoe, any training shoe, but you can't lift in just any shoe. And when you sacrifice that, I believe that you're sacrificing what makes the Nike Metcon what it is. If you guys have any questions about the DSX Flyknit, feel free to leave them in the comment section. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.